Magic the Gathering has a ton of weird cards out there. Let's go over some of them. This is a card that I've always wanted to play, but I just never found a spot for it. It's a pretty weird effect that lets you cheat out non-white creatures. So they just go back to your hand at the end of the turn. Speaking of weird white cards that I've always wanted to make work, Jabari's Influence is one of the few effects in white where you can gain control of a creature. Another one being Debt of Loyalty, which I want to get my hands on one of these. Now, while this card is pretty well known, the effect that it has is pretty weird. Enchanting things in graveyards is a very uncommon occurrence in Magic the Gathering. And I believe the only other things that can enchant things in a graveyard is Dance of the Dead, which is like another Animate Dead, just a little bit worse. But weirder than both of them is Spellweaver Volute, which enchants an instant card in a graveyard. Like, this is not in your graveyard. This is on the battlefield. It's just enchanting something in your graveyard, which is so weird. Speaking of weird effects, Aeon Engine is the only thing that can reverse the game's turn order. And this has all sorts of weird implications, like priorities reverse and things in AppNap order is reversed as well. Now, Split Second is not that weird of an ability. It's an effect that takes place while this is on the stack. But what I do find weird are cards that actually reference the stack in the rules text, because with Split Second it's referenced in the reminder text, which is not rules text. But Things of Torrent of Lava straight up says on the rules text as long as this is on the stack. This one even grants abilities to creatures while this is on the stack. And Lightning Storm is a card that has an activated ability only while it's on the stack, which is so weird for an instant. And then finally, let's talk about fortifications. It's basically an equipment for land. There are only 2 fortifications that are in existence, which is kind of cool, I guess, but every time I talk about protection, I have to remind people that fortifications exist, which is kind of annoying.